Greta, my name is Matt Curry. I'm 60 years old. Like you, I was born into a role that lay in wait for me. I wasn't asked. Unlike you, I wasn't respected in the role that I wanted to play. And to give you an example of how full my hands have been throughout this generation of mine that you were dealing a direct confrontation with. As a poet, after I was deaf, I suggested rapid deployment forces as proposed by Jimmy Carter, President of the United States, could be adopted for rapid deployment mercy force missions, unarmed charities going to sites of earthquakes and famines to take direct assistance immediately with the hopes of humanitarian results. This was considered a very good idea by a Mercy Force airlift group who adopted the idea. If I were the people who were in King Crimson, who I wanted to talk to about this because they were in public relations, I would have said, well, the poor man is deaf, he's been injured, but he's a poet and these are good ideas. Why not look at good ideas for what they are? But the parochial savage had other plans. They had promoted the libido excesses of the 60s. For some reason, they thought that this is what was meant by the idea that people should have rights in democratic government. Oh, that must mean they want to break contact with the poor and have libido excesses. And towards that end, they sabotaged the progress being made in, for example, women's independence movements. They wanted to make a satire of people who they released AIDS against. As you can see, they poisoned me in the mouth as part of the COVID operation. Now, naturally, I wanted to confront and expose those people. So it's not just about their inability to rationally construct good ideas based on their expertise. They actually attack in dehumanizing, terroristic ways and attempt to further cripple people they've severely injured because they are hostile to those ideas. Now, they make it sound like they mean well. They want to save the earth now, but look what they did first. They did these terrible genocides. And what it looks to me like is, as well-meaning as Greta Thunberg obviously is, I mean, I've fallen in love with her. She's being used by Trump's machine, who has spelled out for her, well, go ahead. We're finished, at least for now, with making your job easier for you. What I'm asking is for you to understand that I feel it's important to investigate that. I don't think that they should have the leverage to do something that's sadistic. I don't think they should have attacked me simply because I had a good idea. I don't know what the problem with those people are, but I do know that I don't have the answer to the problem of malice towards someone who's, I mean, it's true that I believe in the democratic system of government, and I think people should be entitled to their hard-earned money. And if they want to, they should be able to choose charities of their choice to share it with for the good of the world. But I don't think that I should therefore be made a slave and battered and tortured and made a mockery of because I have a good idea like Mercy Force. They say, oh, you can't create that idea yourself. Of course I can't. I'm deaf. I just had a good idea and offered it to people who have the power and the training and the ability to work with something like Mercy Force. And if I were them, I would have said that's a good idea. but I'm not them. And what they said was, let's make a monkey out of that character to show what a laugh it is that we will ever be that helpful to the world. I don't understand. But I know that I have had my hands full, and whatever criticism somebody may have about my private little world, where I don't even live above the poverty line, I think they should be deeply encouraged to keep it to themselves, because I have been tortured, humiliated, mutilated, molested, treated absolutely horrible for no decent reason but that I had a good idea like Mercy Force and suggested it to the powers that be. And they said, that's a really good idea. We better do something about this kid. And that's what they did. They came after me. I find it difficult to understand or accept. But to put it bluntly, I have really had my hands full.